Hi, this is me doing the full deck challenge 2, card 14, and the prompts are blue, cheesecloth, ticket, and stamping. And here I am preparing my card. I use Mod Podge and I'm covering it with a tissue. And if you use one of these silicone scrapers, it works really well to then you don't ruin your brush by getting Mod Podge stuck in it, because I always forget to wash mine. It looks like I am almost ready to start finishing that up, and then I needed to dry it because it was quite wet, and I wanted to use the Distress Oxide, and the color is Faded Jeans, and I wanted to do like a kind of the base as Distressed Blue, and I believe I used Speckled Egg and the Faded Jeans. And the only tickets that I could find that I had on hand were some that I needed to do my own stamping, try to make them look like a ticket. Here I am adding the Distress ink. This is the Speckled Egg, and I'm just like spreading around. And now I'm going to kind of do the darker color around the edges and a little bit in the middle. I'm trying to put a little bit of water in there to kind of help it blend. And I couldn't find my spray bottle. I have a little spray bottle of water, and of course I couldn't find it. And I'm trying to get it to dry quickly so that I can move on to the next step. And I believe I am getting, I'm going to put some brown on there. So this is brown espresso, I believe. And I just kind of want to dark it up, make it look, ground espresso. Make it look more vintage. And now I am going to find some stamps for the stamping portion of the challenge, and I want to use these like border edges that are from Coco and Reno. This was from the subscription, and I am just like going around. I kind of want it to be subtle, and it's like a cross stitch. And then I decided that I kind of wanted it to look like it's kind of faded in the background. So, but I wanted to complete doing it around the edges, to complete my process of doing it around the edges. And now I am looking at the various tickets that I made, trying to decide what I liked and how I wanted it to be laid out. I have a blue fussy cut bow that I had cut out that I wanted to use, and I recently got the Tim Holtz Noel paper dolls, so I thought it would be fun to incorporate one of those into the picture. Now I'm looking at some teacups that I fussy cutted out to see if I could incorporate that, and I decided to distress it and see if I can make it work on the page. And I'm trying to figure out how to best use the cheesecloth. I thought this girl was so cute and perfect for winter. I like her little hand muff, and she's got an adorable hat. And I believe I decided that I wanted to find a yellow bow, because I believe yellow and blue are nice contrast colors, and I thought that would make it pop. But maybe I put it aside, and I'm trying to decide if I can just make the little blue bow work. And now I'm looking for some more fussy cut items that I can possibly use to make this work, and that's when I start looking through more bows. And then I decide maybe this girl is just too small for it, and so I'm searching through what there was, and I decided on these two young ladies in the coats. I thought they were a good size for the card that I was working with. And I'm looking for a bow that I wanted to put behind it to add like contrasting color. And I liked the blue, but I thought the yellow would really pop. And so now I am going to cut out the yellow bow. These are digital from Shabby Dabby Doodah. She has an Etsy shop, and you can go ahead and purchase them if you'd like from her. She has really affordable prices. It was probably around $3 or something. So here I'm laying out the girls with the bow and trying to decide if I wanted it kind of wonky to the side, so you could still kind of see that it's more of a bow, not just the bow tops. And then I'm trying to decide where I'd like the cheesecloth, and I thought I would add in some lace, so I'm trying to decide where I wanted that to be. So I'm cutting it down and trying to figure out the placement for that and how I'm going to incorporate the tickets. And I believe I decided I wanted to do black distressing around the ticket to make it kind of blend in more with the colors that I'm working with. The girls have more dark black coloring on their coats. And now I decided I wanted to try and add some more stamping on the ticket, kind of like a collage type look, so it wasn't so plain. So I'm using one of the star edges and border stamps from the Coco and Reno set that I received, and and I'm just kind of looking through what else I could do to kind of make this ticket look a little more interesting. So then I decided to do some other, I don't think it's a cross stitching. Oh, I think it's like a little dot 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 kind of edge. And now I wanted to try the stars in some gold to see if that would pop on there. And you can kind of see it. It's a little muddled, but it does add some interest. And now I'm going to decide for sure where I want to put that lace. And I'm still trying to figure out the placement for the ticket because I'm having a rough time finding where I like it. So I am fussing around with that. And then I decided that I wanted to do some white gesso on the back. Thought that might add some more interest because gesso is always fun to work with. And oh right, so I decided to pull out some washi to see, to kind of add some added interest in the background. And I'm using the Vicki Boutin Warm Wishes washi tape that came with that set. So I thought that would add a little bit of more color in the back, so it's not just all the blue and white. So I'm trying to make little tiny bits of interest, and I'm just checking out all the washi tapes that I think that might work, and trying to decide how I would like it on there, and placing the cheesecloth and the ticket that I've now altered. And I decide that maybe it torn in half would work a little bit better, and I did like it like that, but I felt like there was, I'm adding some silver washi, sorry, and just to give it some more interest and dimension. And I thought it would look really cool on the girls as well, kind of like their little coats are kind of worn and more, it's a little bit more vintage, antique, a little more antiqued and worn out picture. um, Maybe their clothes, the picture gotten a little torn or something. And now I am actually placing things on the card after I've fussed about where I'm going to put them so much. And yeah, so now I'm actually going to put down the first ticket, and I put it in the lower left hand corner. I like that, but I did feel like on the right side it was just missing something. It needed something else to kind of balance things out. And I thought I might make a little present that could go on there. And I saw G. Kier show some tags that she recently made, and she did it by taking the paper and folding it and then using distress ink or ink, whatever it was, on the lines to make it look like a present, with the ribbon. And I decided that was a great place to put that blue bow. So we got the pop of the blue bow and the yellow bow, because that blue is a more vibrant than the background blue. And so now I am trying to find a way for it to look like the girls are holding it. And the girl that has her hands together, she's on the wrong side. So now I also have that issue of trying to balance the right side. So then I pull the other half of the ticket and trying to figure out a way to incorporate it and make the card balanced. I thought maybe some buttons would help with the balance issue. So I thought I might try and tie a little bow on a button. I thought that might be cute. But after I finally get the little bow tied on the button and place it on the card, we will discover that it does not work for me. So I am still trying to tie the bow on this little button. I couldn't get it through the buttonholes, and so I had to grab some different thread. I ended up grabbing some embroidery floss. Yeah, so now I'm just working on the placement and seeing if I can make those buttons work. And I thought, well, those won't work, so maybe some half-back pearls will work. And again, I didn't feel like it worked. It didn't really add any balance. And I didn't think gems looked nice on there either. Just not the right fit. So I'm just kind of rooting around in the things that I have, trying to make this card balanced and not really being overly successful at it. So here I go. I'm going to cut off the back of that shank button and see if I can make it work to balance things, but just didn't work for me. I kind of wanted that it may have worked if I could have put the present down but on the ground by their feet, but I just felt that just wasn't a natural placement for the present. It just looked kind of odd to me. It looked much more natural for one of them to be holding it. And so there I am trying to figure out how to put the tickets, and I ended up pulling off the one that I had on the left, trying to get this in balance in a manner that I thought it was going to work. So looks like I'm now also trying to find something to kind of ground the bottom. I'm still trying to get this card to balance, and I thought something for them to be standing on might help with the issue. So I grabbed some brown paper. It's like packing paper, and I'm distressing it with some black distress oxide, and I felt that kind of helped. So we have the brown in the ticket, and now we have some brown and black at the bottom, which is helping with the balance problem that I was having. And now I feel a little more happy about getting the placement correct. and it looks like I pull that out, and I might, oh, I want to distress it a little bit more, and I'm going to add a little bit of blue to kind of blend it also as well with the other colors, and I like that a lot more. And I decide that I didn't like the washi right there, it just wasn't working. And I'm hoping that I am ready to start gluing things down again and actually getting a placement. It looks like that may be what I'm doing here, actually getting things glued down. And oh, yep, there's some glue. I'm placing the cheesecloth, the tickets, and I apologize, I am not fully in screen, but I did grab some washi stamps to see if there was any way to incorporate that, and I decided against it. And I think I'm rooting around my craft room trying to find anything else that would make this more balanced the way that I would like it to be. And I really wish that the card was fully in screen right now. Oh, I know. I wanted some more red incorporated that ties in with the present, but I didn't feel the washi at the bottom was working, so I found some paper. This is from the Vicki Boutin Warm Wishes, and I'm tearing it down to make it smaller, but I wanted to make sure that I had a piece that was including some of that same red color, and also felt that the dots were going to work well because there's also the polka dots in the bow. And so now I'm figuring out placement again. And I really apologize, I'm not in screen. Oh my goodness. This was just so crazy. I could not make up my mind what I was doing and where things were going because it just wasn't working. And okay, ladies, I think I'm done. Okay, and I'm just gonna trim off, turn it over and trim off this excess. Okay, all right, there is my deck 2 card 14, and I hope you guys like it. I think it turned out pretty cute. It was a little struggle for me first to try to get everything to look appeasing, pleasant, pleasing to my eye. So, but I think this turned out super cute now, and it's like those beautiful pops of color on there. It looks so pretty. So thank you for joining me, and you all have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Bye.